Hello.
Oh, for God's sake! Hello
And welcome.
Welcome back to the TimTom podcast. It's changed my mind. Episode 2, Electric Boogaloo. It's back and better than ever. It's actually going to be good this time.
You've made that joke for the second time running.
Okay, we got off to a great start. I'm not going to waffle on about something no one wants to listen to this time. Not going to make that mistake again. I'm like a well-oiled machine now. Okay? It's going to be boom, 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 boom. I'm going to change your mind, Tom. Brainwashing. MK Ultra. Okay? You ready?
But I'm not talking about Destiny's Child, so that might be a turn-off for some people.
Yeah, I think we just lost half of the audience. The rest are all betards. Okay. Right, we're going to be talking about two artists, but one is going to be an overview of the artist. This guy called Lil B. I've never heard of him.
The bass guy.
I don't like him. And then we're going to be talking about one of the best albums ever to grace the internet. Ever to grace.
Shit trash.
No, it's not. It's really, really good. I'm going to be talking about Neutral Milk Hotel's second and final album, their best work, In the Aeroplane Over the Sea. Okay? And then we're going to be doing 3 good singles and shouting out one pretty damn good one as well. Alright? You ready?
Yeah.
I'm ready. How about you change my mind, Tom?
Well, first off, you were mighty disrespectful to the bass god last time we brought him up.
Yeah, I was. I have my notes here, and I remember that
you called him tasteless.
Yeah, I did.
And you said there was too much material.
Yeah.
How can you moan about there being too much of a good thing?
Because it's kind of like you get a bucket of shit and you throw it at the wall and you see what sticks and none of it sticks. And then you scoop the shit up and you spread it across the wall and you call it your project.
Well, I think there is a large list of people that would thoroughly disagree with that comment.
Yeah.
The bass god, he is the creator and inventor of cloud rap, which put on people like Clams Casino, who I love.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Space Ghost PAAK came up with, and ASAP Rocky as well. That's what he did in his first projects. And on the subject of project,
what is cloud rap?
Like more spacey, weird, sample-based beats. They're quite eclectic. I still think it's a good sound, but no one really does it anymore. Okay.
And so the name cloud rap comes from like the fact that it sounds spacey, or the fact that it comes from like SoundCloud or something?
More the first one.
Okay, I assumed it came from SoundCloud. I just thought it was a weird name for that. Okay, thanks for clearing that up, man.
On the subject of projects, the bass god has over 60, including a few collaborative projects with the likes of Soulja Boy and Chance the Rapper. That one was just a freestyle one, by the way.
Yeah, but good. The whole way through?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool. What, one long cypher?
It's only like 9 tracks.
Oh, okay. But none completely freestyle.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty damn cool, man.
And also, someone on a blog post thing said that they have every Lil B project, and it takes up a grand total of 45 gigabytes. Although that is including a 676 track mixtape that he dropped on MySpace.
What the hell? Why? Who was that much time? And also, did he get those songs? Did he get all 45 gigabytes because he genuinely wanted to listen to it, or was it purely for science?
I'd hope a mixture.
All right.
And that was over 3 hours of material, just that one project.
You don't say. Yeah.
But he's probably probably one of the most influential hip hop artists of all time, because before that was probably the worst. Before he came along, it was probably the worst era of hip hop we'd hit.
Yeah, it was the
With
bling era.
the bling era. It
And
was
there was
when
like,
Jay-Z was making his worst music, when people like 50 Cent would go #1 with everything they dropped.
yeah.
Dipset weren't original anymore, you know. And then along comes Soldier Boy, Lil B, and Waka Flocka and Gucci Mane. Just changed the whole damn game. And
Okay.
I think he in particular was so prominent in that because he changed the whole perception from being either hard and doing gangster rap or being very lyrical. So this third option of music just being fun and enjoyable, and it didn't have to have any message behind it. Obviously, he did talk about selling drugs and stuff from time to time. That's just facts. You know, that just happens.
Wait,
The
where
bass
where did
god,
where did the bass god's gonna fuck your bitch come from?
I would like to know that myself, but I couldn't find that.
Okay. Yeah, because
it's just something he's said since the start, I think.
yeah, the thing that I couldn't get whether or not he was you told me to listen to this because like for a joke when I listened to options the first time, just because I mean it started off really well and then it was so long and there was so much of it and it was all over the place in my opinion. Some parts of it were actually pretty good. It's just I couldn't pin down whether or not this was like I don't know, some parts of it didn't feel genuine. Like some parts of it felt like they were deliberately shit. Or I don't know, man. It was just so weird. I couldn't tell if he was a meme or not, and I still can't tell. Like,
Well,
yeah,
I think he is a meme, but he also is quite well respected because he does do good things.
yeah,
And he's so prolific. He's only 29, and he's only been releasing stuff since 2009, and yet he has over 60 mixtapes and albums.
so he's very dedicated to the craft.
Indeed, he dropped 2 mixtapes just last year, for example. And I think one year he dropped 7 or 8.
Oh yeah. And I thought,
2012.
yeah, that's not bad. King Gizzard dropped like 5 albums in 2016 or 17. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. But
And he's probably the best ever. So my personal projects, if you were a newcomer to the bass god,
I am a newcomer to the bass god.
to Berkeley's finest,
Okay.
I'd go Six Kiss, Blue
Okay.
Flame, Red Flame, The God's Father.
Wait, are those two different projects? Blue Flame and
Yeah,
Red Flame?
they're all different.
Oh, it's like Pokemon then.
God's Father, although you will need a good 2 hours to listen to that one.
For God's sake.
Hoop Life, which is a concept mixtape, and Black Ken, which has probably the best album cover, if nothing else. And this is the longest he ever spent on a mixtape. 2 years. Because he learned how to produce. And then he's made his own beats ever since. Why is that funny?
Right. Yeah, so I'm just getting a bit technical difficulties. I think it'll come out fine in the recording, but it's just the same thing happened last week, man. Just carry on, right?
So the people that have openly said they're big Lil B fans, very influenced by him. Sid from the internet. Travis Scott.
Yeah, no, I mean I've heard him talk about.
Mac Miller. Chance the Rapper. Lil Yachty said he was the best rapper of all time. Solange and El Sweatshirt had a little Lil B worship section on their radio show that they did. Kendrick Lamar, probably in my opinion the greatest rapper right now, looks up to Lil B. And of course, Danny Brown, who in an interview said he's the most influential artist of the last 10 years and is the David Bowie of this shit.
Oh damn, and I didn't get that. You're gonna have to text it to me.
What do you mean?
You're gonna have to text it to me. Like technical, it's something up with the mic. It's yeah, there's something going on, man. I don't know what it is. It's up with the connection or something. It'll
Okay.
come out fine in the recording. Just text it to me, okay?
He said that he was the David Bowie of this shit. So Lil B is the David Bowie of hip hop.
I mean,
That's what
fair
Danny
enough.
Brown said.
Yeah, fair enough.
So
I
to
mean,
conclude,
okay.
if I'm gonna wrap this up, he's changed the game. He's
Yeah,
made a physical impact, arguably for the better, certainly commercially. Hip hop's been doing a lot better numbers since Lil B.
yeah,
And he's changed the style so much. He's gone from cloud rap to more trappy things. And now recently he's been doing more G-Funk stuff.
yeah.
Just whatever he wants. And that is why he is held in such a regard and will forever be known as the greatest to ever do it. Lil B, the bass god.
Okay.
He fucked my bitch.
Oh, okay. I mean, now you've provided some more context. I feel bad for what I've said.
You should. Oh, also, one other thing quickly. When PNB Rock and his crew jumped him, there was not a single person in the hip hop community that didn't shit on him for doing it. And everyone, including Travis Scott, was on like afterwards, and he came out and said, "Protect Lil B at all costs." So, fuck PNB Rock, and long live the bass god.
Okay.
Now over to you to talk about this piece of shit folk album.
Okay. So, I mean, all right. I just want to. This is a cult classic album song, right? I rediscovered it lately, because I'd heard it before, like 2 years ago, and I mean, it's so strange. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, like it's a weird project, man. It goes in all kinds of weird directions in the Aeroplane Over the Sea. It's the second and final album of Neutral Milk Hotel, this kind of strange indie outfit from America. Okay, then it's full of wacky instrumentations, and very kind of at times disturbing lyrics, obscure instrumentation, and psychedelic lyricism. You know, it's unabashedly original in my opinion, and for that, I feel it's a pure work of art that's made for no one but the band themselves. It's intimate at times, yet it can still like really rock as well, and it's just captivating the whole way through. I must have listened to it a dozen times through the whole way through, if not more. Okay, there's like one thing around the background of this album itself. So the lead singer read through Anne Frank's diary. This is like a big part of the mythos of this album. The singer read Anne Frank's diary and like cried for 3 days straight, and then he kind of wrote the album about that. There's several lyrical references to Anne Frank throughout it, and yeah, the album just it's so well sequenced together. It captures this mood of kind of weird childhood wholesomeness, whilst also having this kind of like disturbing lyrics, this kind of depressing nature to it as well. And it feels like something completely alien, man. It's awesome, and whatever it does have, it has in spades. But I can't really explain what it does have. It has strange like instrumentation. There's traditional like folk guitars, then there's like fuzzed up acoustic guitars. There's horns. There's like I swear theremin, there's accordions, there's like there's a melodica as well. I'm pretty sure the kind of keyboard you blow into. It's so weird, man. So especially like the King of Carrot Flowers, the opening verse to that, I just want to read it to you because I mean, okay, it starts off with when you were young, you were the king of carrot flowers, and how you built a tower tumbling through the trees in holy rattlesnakes that fell all around your feet. And your mum would stick a fork right into Daddy's shoulder, and Dad would throw the garbage all across the floor as we would lay and learn what each other's bodies were for. It's really like nice lyricism in my opinion, but it's telling this weird, like kind of messed up story, and that's just all throughout it. And it's yeah, you hate the singer. You hate the vocals.
Well, his voice is really hard to listen to over these basic ass folk beats. It's just I don't get the appeal at all. And the lyrics are just random.
I'll give you that, like, he's not the best singer in the world, but the part of it that I love, I mean, I honestly find that his voice suits what he's singing and the instrumentation and the tone of the album really, really nicely, in my opinion. There are parts like at the end of Two-Headed Boy where it's so good, man. And also throughout the whole of Two-Headed Boy, it really captures this whole part, like thing to do with the album, in that there are no half measures. It is full on. It is balls to the wall, and like he's like yelling at times, really loudly singing, and he's going for it with the guitar. The guitar is his rhythm on like Two-Headed Boy, and it has a great sense of rhythm, and I find that he complements it so nicely, man. It's a real kind of folky singer-songwriter track. Then there's like The Fool, which is sequenced into really nicely. That has like kind of jazzy organs, accordions, melodicas, and like battle drums. It's beautiful and it's somber. Then there's Hollow 1945, which is the real standout rock track. It's like the sixth song on the album. And it's just full on, man. It's great ensemble rock, in my opinion. It's so fuzzy. It's so good. It has, and he's like yelling the whole way through. It's how I rediscovered the album was through this video by this guy, 1886, called Holland 1945. Okay, it's the song, but a bunch of like shitpost, cursed images, cursed videos. The thumbnail of this video to this song is of the Guillotine, like the Death Grips Guillotine music video. MC Ride sat in a seat. Behind him is next to him is Ryan Gosling in Drive as the driver, and then behind him is the report of the week just looking out the window, and the car driving past them is Elliot Rodger. It's just the most weird shitpost, and it's kind of blessed in that it's so cursed, in my opinion. And I feel that kind of sums up this entire project. It is so lovely and beautiful and wholesome, whilst also sounding incredibly cursed with these like flat out weird lyrics, which I'm going to do a tiny little segment on, called Tom's favorite weird lyrics in the airplane over the sea. Okay, there's like, well, I mean, it's so absurd. The instrumentation is almost cacophonous in it, but it's so catchy at the same time. And there's some great lyrics, man. There's like later in there's one, here is the room where your brothers were born. Then there's the only girl I ever loved was I think she died in 1945, something like that. Then it goes, now she's a little boy in Spain playing pianos filled with flames. The lyrics are really good, man. The album itself is a true journey. It has big peaks, and it also has troughs. Like, you really feel like you've been taken on a journey as you go from songs like Holland 1945 to Communist Daughter to O Comely. Communist Daughter itself is like such a strange track. It's like 2 minutes, and the main lyric is "Semen stains the mountaintops." It's so strange, and essentially, the whole album is this big, big meme.
That song was the biggest letdown for me. I thought of a title like that, it would be a fun song, but no.
Oh, no, man, it's so good. So it was received really well critically when it first came out, and then it kind of became like a 4chan meme with like slash music. Like they just like went crazy for it, and if you said anything else like against it, then you were just out of there. No, your meme has this like one of the things someone said was like disgusting. ISIS just released a 2-star review of In the Aeroplane Over the Sea. People are very passionate about this album, man. And like another one, someone did. You're gonna love this, okay? Someone did an entire remix of the album, okay, called "In My G4 Over the Sea" by Neutral Bling Hotel, where they remixed every single song with Bling hip hop tracks. Those are the types of people that like this album, and I like those kinds of people, man. It's such a cool, weird album. It's their final album, as I said, and as it closes, the singer, he like sets his guitar down and walks out, and that's on the record, and then it ends, and they never released another album. It's an enigma, you know. The epilogue after Ghost, which is this very long track where there are some very big references to Anne Frank. He says, I know they buried her body with others, her sister, a mother, and 500 families. And will she remember me 50 years later? I wish I could have saved her in some sort of time machine. It's I mean, it's described on Wikipedia as a loose concept album, and I think that kind of sums it up very well. Every single song is in the same vein, but I can't really describe what that vein is. All I know is that I really, really like that vein. There's Ghost. It's just a perfect epilogue, and it feels like you're coming out of some kind of a very strange dream. I love this album, and I knew that you would hate it, so I thought I'd take the opportunity to try and convince you to like it. It's just a very strange album. I know you hate it because it is so strange, but I think if you really embrace how strange it is, then you'll come out of it. It's a journey, you know. Okay, I'm just gonna.
I'd actually disagree with that. I don't think it was very strange at all. I think it was a very average set of folk songs, and I just do not like folk music at all. So that's why I didn't like it.
You didn't think it was strange at all?
No, I'd listened to folk on the folk show on BBC Two on whatever day it is, and all that shit sounds the same as this.
No, man.
That is perhaps that's to an untrained ear, but I didn't hear anything I haven't heard before.
Man, you gotta give it more of a shot. There's so much to this album.
I can't. It's too bad.
It's not. It's not. It's so cool, I find. Honestly. And there's so many like really good tracks. King of Carrot Flowers is
awful.
Like, awesome. All the names of the tracks are really cool. It's so I love it. I really, really love it. I think it's a big, big, big comfy album, man.
It's better than Fiddler, but
alright.
It's not for me.
Ugh. There's
You cannot change my mind.
You win some, you lose some. My favorite lyrics on it though are they'll be placing fingers through the notches in your spine. That's on I think on Two-Headed Boy. And then the best lyric on this album, best stanza is on King of Carrot Flowers parts 2 and 3. And it is, I love you, Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ, I love you. Yes, I do. That's reason enough to love this album, man.
I think you can love Jesus and not love this album, though.
Nah, I think you're really you're really missing a trick. You're gonna come back to it years later, and you're gonna say, "How could I have not liked this album?" Yeah, it's kind of like having a bad acid flashback, and it's pretty fucking cool, man. But okay, you win some, you lose some. I wasn't able to MK Ultra you today. There will be further opportunities to. Let's move on to the singles.
I'm sure there will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So we got King James by Anderson .PAAK.
Yeah, we reviewed his album not that long ago, and he's already got another one coming out in mid-April. Ventura.
Yeah.
With some very interesting guests set to be on there. But this is a guestless album. It's a song dedicated to LeBron James. And he did appreciate it.
Yeah. I mean, this is so...
I love the trumpets so much on this song. Sorry. But, oh, man.
Yeah, it's so funky. And there's, it really feels like it's straight out of the 70s. It has that proper 70s funk spirit, man. Like, lyrics like, cold steels can never put the fear in me. If it's like a proper funk track with a great bass line and some lovely horns and vocals towards the end. And there was like a whistle as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
This is something you could definitely see the Ohio players or...
Yeah, yeah.
Or,
I mean...
know, maybe Kool and the Gang doing.
I love the hook. If they build a wall, let's jump the fence. That's pretty rad, man.
And the Who's Coming With Me?
Yeah. I can dig it.
Hell yes.
Yeah.
Can't wait. Ventura.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to more. There'll probably be some soon, but yeah, as you said, like this, like he just released the album, so it's kind of strange. I guess
I don't know if you saw the post where he was announcing it, but he was like, you had to wait 3 years between Malibu and Oxnard. I'm not going to do it to you again. So, like, half a year later, new album. I also read reports that he made so much good music with Dr. Dre that didn't make Oxnard, and that's what this is. So I don't know whether it's a B-side album or just some great songs that were going in a different direction or what. But I look forward to finding out.
Yeah. Are we talking about Walk now?
Yes. Comethazine.
Sorry, it's so hard to hear you, man. Yeah, like I thought this grew on me, man. I thought it's got a pretty spoopy instrumental, like throughout the whole way. But I like how it kind of modulates to form this creepy melody, and the ad libs are like echoed. It makes it pretty spooky, man. It's sounding far away. I thought it was pretty cool, and also I love the cover art, man, of A$AP Rocky and Comethazine just standing in front of a nuclear explosion. It's pretty rad. Yeah.
I like the original song, and I think putting A$AP Rocky on it has only made me like it more.
Oh, there were also some great hooks. Like, I walk around like that guy.
African American.
I eat his liver, you know?
The chopper eats his liver.
Yeah.
Damn, that was... Yeah,
the liver is one of the most nutritious organs, so I endorse that message. Then
I think
it really grew on me, man.
It's just got that swagger and energy about it of just a fun song, and I think that's perfect for Pretty Flacco to jump on. So yeah, good thing of A$AP Rocky. I believe they were on tour together, and that's how they how this happened. But yeah, good times.
Yeah, there was a cool lyric line at the end as well. I came with a 38. I'm leaving with a body.
What was on the hook?
Scares me, man.
You might be next. If you don't respect the bass god.
Yeah. I'm not disrespecting him now. Don't worry.
And finally, Tierra Whack.
Yeah, unemployed. If you're unemployed,
Whack
all
History Month
unemployed.
continues.
Yeah.
She's been dropping a single every week for the past little while. We had Only Child, Wasteland, Covers. There was another one with a really weird green background, and now this one.
Right.
So it's been over a month, but there you go.
Yeah. I wasn't sure what you meant when you talked about Whack History Month earlier. But I mean, yeah, man, damn, where did this come from? I've never heard of it before. You just told me to look up Whack World, and I
Yes.
can do that after the podcast. It sounds like a pretty cool project, and
it really turned a lot of heads. And
yeah,
now we got Whack History Month. I think this Only Child is probably still the one I prefer over this. But her rapping on this track was so good and so constant. And it was really good. I'm not sure what the unemployed... There wasn't really any mentions to unemployment lyrically.
no, yeah, exactly. I was wondering why it was called that. There was yeah.
It referenced the album cover, the single artwork of a potato on a sofa.
Yeah, couch potato. There was some pretty playful lyrics here though. Like I love me some playful, funny lyrics, and there was one here that really stood out to me. One of the first lines, like bars she said as well. It was if I was a beverage, you'd have to treat me hot. Yeah, it's pretty.
Also, like, don't push me. I'm not a stroller.
Yeah, it's a pretty good bass line that comes in and out. It's not very like present the whole way through, as it is on something like the previous song, like on Walk. It's more like it comes and it goes, but I think it works. The one thing, like, I wasn't the biggest fan of how tinny the beat sounded, but I mean, I could vibe with it, but it did sound particularly tinny. Like, yeah. So
I didn't even remember the instrumental before I went to write my notes on this song, because it just sort of let Tierra do her thing, which I can get behind. Obviously, Walk was very much carried by the instrumental, and I don't know. I like the just letting her take the lead on all these songs.
yeah.
Long may Whack History Month continue.
And okay. Now all that's left is we want to shout out T.I.'s new track as well.
Do you know, I really want to know who this song is directed at. There's got to be a target in mind, doesn't there?
Okay.
It has a name, but we cannot say it.
No, yeah, we can't say it. I tried to come up with a PG version, but it kind of detracts from the whole like point of it. It's got a funny title though, and it works really well into the hook.
It'll be in the description.
Yeah, it's pretty damn cool. But yeah.
Shout out T.I. I thought he'd fallen off, but this song brought it back a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So change my minds aren't always gonna be able to change the minds of everyone. And your mind was particularly set against this beautiful work of art today, Tom.
I just don't like folk music, man. I'm sorry.
I hope in the future you'll see the error of your ways, but I tried. And I apologize to the bass god. You've changed my mind there, Tom.
I had to. I mean, he's such a character, and he's released so much music. Yeah. There's bound to be some songs you'll like.
Yeah, he does seem to have very strong presence. I don't know if it's so strong that I would let him cuck me though. We'll have to see about that.
He probably already has.
But yeah, okay. I have been Tim.
And I have been Tom.
And yeah, we hope you've enjoyed the podcast. And we'll be back again next week. Next week is said to be. I looked in some tea leaves and spoke to the prophets, communed with them, and Tom said that it's going to be a good week. So it should be good. Okay. And we will see you
in the future.
Yes, in the future. Okay. Yeah?